Sitting down with me today. Really want to talk about the compactors you have on your site here. I believe Waste Management has something that we'd like to offer you that you currently don't have. I believe it's going to provide great improvements for the services here. The first thing is, why do you have these compactors on site? Because I believe back in the day we serviced your account as a front load account. Now you have the compactors. What's the reason for the compactors?
It just got to be that the front load cans were a mess. There was always like trash everywhere, and we just wanted to get like one site where we can keep everything kind of together and control it and make it easier, and not have extra truck traffic around and
Yeah. So who monitors that trash now, or how do the pickups get called in, or?
I have a guy.
Okay.
Yeah, Steve out in the warehouse. He checks everything and makes sure that it's being taken care of.
Cool. So Steve calls in the pickups too, or does he pass it off to the office, or?
Sometimes he calls it in. Sometimes he'll just let me know, and I'll call it in. It's kind of hit or miss how I do it. It's no real consistency to it.
So when he checks it, do you have like a pressure gauge, or is he knocking on it or poking his head in the opening? And
I believe there is a pressure gauge on it, but I don't think that it always works. So I think he ends up just doing some knocking and some pounding and figuring out on his own.
So would you say it's full every time it's picked up? Or it seems full from the knocking?
He seems to think it seems full, but based on, my compactors are all the same size as far as I can tell. Relatively speaking, maybe they're a little different, but they look the same to me. And when the bills come in, which I also have to review, they don't seem like they're doing the same amount of work.
So the tonnage isn't very consistent?
No, and I thought it was just because maybe one building that has more activity. Yeah, so I thought, well, maybe, I just thought maybe they're using that one more, but it still doesn't make sense to me.
So if I told you we have a system that takes away your warehouse guy and then it tries to make very consistent, maxed out loads, is that something you'd be interested in?
Yeah, how would that work? I don't...
So essentially it's an additional item we can place on the container, because the compactors are like a car. They have a million different options you can add on. And this is just another option we can add on. It's called a compactor monitoring system. We call it a CMS because you can never have too many acronyms in the industry. So
tell me about it.
Our CMS unit, it mounts right to the unit, and it basically ensures that we're maxing out these loads, and then you're going to come in consistent, and we're going to eliminate your warehouse guy from having to monitor it. Is that something you'd be interested in now?
Yeah, I'd like to see some hard facts on it and show me a comparison as to what we're doing now as to what we could be doing.
Yeah, so let me work up some pricing for you on these. I'll use your current data that we have.
Okay.
And then I'll bring it back in a future meeting. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Awesome. Next Tuesday around noon?
That should be good. Yeah, Tuesday around noon. Maybe we can grab lunch or something.
That sounds even better. I'll see you then.
Thanks.